Welcome to a brand new recap series here at the Ampliverse Studios. This is Boyz Love Kingdom: Legendary War.
Yeah.
I am your host, Adam.
And I'm Maria Menounos. Thank you so much for joining us.
Here at the Newbies.
At the Newbies.
No, you're RJ. You never know. There could be...
Someone is just joining
There
us.
could be btob fans that are just now saying, I gotta know.
So the boyz and the bobs have voted. Those are our two tiers in our Patreon that have the power to vote the YouTube shows, the shows that we recap for YouTube. And they also get to enjoy a reaction of the episodes on our Patreon. So make sure you check that out if you'd like to be interested to vote and use your voice next time. But they
here's
voted.
the screen cap of the official results.
These are the results. So these are
So Universe League, I want to be clear. Universe League was an option, okay? Okay, so I don't want to hear. You don't watch anything current.
You don't watch anything current.
They don't want us to watch anything current. The girlies say no. We must look back in the past because we can only know our future if we look to the past.
To the past.
We're here to talk about today. You'd be shocked to find out we're here to talk about today Kingdom Legendary War. A show from 2021.
Yes.
Mid-pandemic.
I know.
Some would say we're still mid-pandemic.
I think we're not in a pandemic anymore, but it is still
There's
happening.
no lockdowns.
Yes, they're in a lockdown.
But she's still out there. Miss COVID is out on these streets.
Miss COVID is still out on these streets.
We're coming off the heels of Road to Kingdom. I only bring up because our first group in has won
Road to Kingdom, won their seat. They won the congressional seat.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
To represent
the kingdom.
Yeah, to represent their just.
Also, maybe it's a constitutional monarchy.
I could see that.
Maybe
too.
maybe this is Parliament.
I don't, but I have heard of it though.
So we have the boyz, who we now on this channel have
absorbed,
deep dived into.
Yeah.
So we're familiar with so
members.
many to name.
Yeah,
you know,
go ahead.
You know,
all
of them. So good, all of them.
All
we
of
love them. They come in and they are cock of the walk. Is that a phrase?
Cock of the walk.
Is that
for Eric? It is.
Oh my god. So they're the talk of the town. And they come in here and they're all hot stuff because they won Road to Kingdom. They proved themselves, okay? And they said, nobody's going to bring us
I gotta
down.
ask, is it crazy to ask them to do a show to win a seat in order to do another, the same show, but with more senior people?
Like the thing that seems to me, based on having not watched Road to Kingdom because they didn't want us to.
Because they didn't. No one wanted,
chose it.
No one brought it up. I don't
So
think anyone said anything about.
It's so weird.
Yeah.
No one was like, hey, you should watch Road to Kingdom first. I get into this first episode and all of a sudden they're talking about a previous
show. I had no idea.
So I'm supposed to watch The Phantom Menace before I watch A New Hope?
You're watching Wizard of Oz before Wicked? You don't know the story.
Well, yeah, that's really what it is.
Yeah.
Also, it's a survival show, so who cares? None of this actually matters. And I don't mean that it's not impressive that they won. I'm very excited that they won. And I'm sure there were a lot of great performances from all the groups on that show.
But we're about to watch them do great performances here.
We're
okay.
We're
just having fun, guys.
So it's the boyz.
Fun. Yeah.
Bias? Do you want to? You haven't said it on the channel.
Oh,
so
on
bias
the channel,
line,
official bias. It's
for the
Sonu
boyz?
Eric.
Sonu Eric.
Bias.
I am a Q.
You are a Q. Big Q.
Big old, me and Q are both. So anyway, that's the boyz. They come in, all 11 members. Very exciting. Then we get Stray Kids. Okay. Okay. That's my Stray Kids impression.
Yes.
I think it's pretty good.
What is your background on Stray?
So Stray is not officially part of our channel yet.
If they do well in the show,
who knows how well they do? Maybe they flop. Maybe they get home right after this episode.
they get pork chops. Famously, Stray Kids got pork chops.
Yeah, in Kingdom. My background was Stray. I've watched like a handful of their music videos. I worship the ground that Felix walks on.
Yeah.
I worship his entire being. He is. I am gathering data, okay, to prove that he's not human. Okay, let's just say that.
Yes.
I don't want to reveal. I don't want to.
Ethereal being.
I'm working with the CIA. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to say too much. But
Is it like mythical or supernatural? It's like
well, like, what's the difference? You know what I mean?
I feel supernatural feels
Because
like
it doesn't. Don't myths come from supernatural elements?
Wow.
And vice versa.
yeah. What is the closest creature?
This is a spoiler alert for a movie that none of you will ever watch or have seen. For a movie called Wide Awake, M. Night Shyamalan's second film.
I believe you've brought this up.
Doesn't matter. He is the angel child that keeps watching over the main character through the film. I think Felix is an angel.
Oh, you think he?
I think he's. I'm not specifically saying like a Judeo-Christian,
Specific, right.
Like it could be whatever.
Yeah.
But it is a divine intervention.
Okay.
Brought to us.
Okay.
To do.
Because I think there's a
To
big.
say, cooking like a chef, I'm a 5-star Michelin.
Because I think there's a big, like, belief that he's like fae. Like he.
Oh
is,
yeah, fairy, like
he
an
is
actual
full-
legitimate fairy. Yeah.
But is he high wood or dark? He feels. He feels high elf to me. I think
feels
that
high elf.
I think that combines.
I don't want to get too
angelic.
deep into it. You know what I mean? Even though we've
Say it.
now
Go
done
ahead. Go
12
ahead.
minutes on it.
Say your J.R.R. Tolkien ass. Go ahead.
No, that's what I was gonna say. Is like I am like there are gonna be people who are like I am a high fantasy reader.
Yes, totally.
And I've
You dabbled.
Okay?
You dabbled.
I've touched.
Okay.
I've skimmed through the pages. Okay. But I am not. Y'all know more than I do.
Right. Yeah.
That's how I feel.
Yeah.
I would say he does not give me dark elf energy.
No, he doesn't. I think he.
It could be wood.
It could be
It
wood.
could be Sprite. And I don't mean Starry's sister.
The way you worship the ground that Felix steps on,
Mm-hmm.
I worship the gym benches that Bang Chan.
I wish you would not finish that sentence.
Huh?
I don't want you to finish that sentence. I think you're revolting. I'm gonna be so honest. I think you're actually gross. Next is ateez.
And what's there to say about ateez?
Also new to our lore.
Yes.
Okay, for the channel, we've gone through their discography. We've taken a gander at the girls.
We've also analyzed.
We've analyzed the Navy fleet. There seems to be in that group.
Yeah.
And I don't just mean the pirate
Pirates.
ships.
Yeah. We both said San. San is our
bias.
our joint bias.
We are sister wives. to San.
We are sister wives to San.
Us and
You mean
someone else. Great.
But Uyong is fully my wrecker because he is. I mean, that's. Yep.
He's
yep,
really
yep,
funny
yep.
in this episode.
Yes,
he's
totally.
great. He's
Yeah.
great.
They're the maknae.
And famously, they can't eat first. Guys, I said I wasn't gonna do this in 2025. We're not doing that bit anymore.
Yeah, so they're the newest debutations.
Yes.
Yeah.
So those are the first three groups, and also ateez, by the way, is missing Mingy. I think
Yes.
he's out for the whole show.
Yeah.
So that's just something to note if you've never seen it and you know ateez. Next, we get btob, a 4-member group.
They have registered as a 4-member group.
Yes, they've signed up as 4 members.
Yes.
We have Penyul,
Changsu,
Eunkwang,
Eunkwang, and Minhyuk.
and Minhyuk. Woo! That I'm not doing that with any
I'm
other
not
group.
doing
by
that
the way.
with any other group because I don't know the icons.
I don't. If they could be walking down the street, I wouldn't know a thing. Sorry to these icons.
I know Bobby.
I know Bobby.
I know Bobby.
Bobby from Icon.
Bobby from Icon.
Yeah.
And I know a handful of SF9. So,
Because you've watched K-dramas.
because I watch K-dramas, yes.
Yeah. So btob, a senior group. So it's kind of like there's 3 newer groups. There's 3 rookie groups. There's 3. Although like the boys is kind. No, I guess they're all kind of in the same era.
Yeah.
So btob, obviously an older group. They've,
I think that
they've been around the block. They've known for the vocals.
ballad group.
Yeah. So that's btob. Then we get SF9. SF9 is shockingly nine
All
members.
9 members, yeah, SF9.
And these are men.
These are men.
These are men in suits.
They are all, the average height is
Oh my God.
they're also tall. They're all wearing suits. Like,
Don't do this.
I'm telling you, I'm not
I
telling them.
understand,
That's
but
the
you don't even need to tell me.
Because you don't have to tell.
You don't have to tell me because I know.
Because I know. I see it.
Because I was there.
I'm seeing them. They all just walked. And I was like, crown them.
It is funny. It is, and I know. So their package as their intro is like, people don't even know that we're a group because we act, because we're so fucking booked. People don't fucking know we're singers, and it's like, oh, what a problem.
Yeah, they didn't know they are a group.
But they came in like looking like that, like looking like K-drama stars. So I was like, well, you've just leaned into it. But okay.
But that's the thing. It's like they are known for their visuals. They know that they, and like honestly work. But it is interesting because they do lean in on it, and their music is very much like, wow, it's like sexy music. Like these like tall, statuesque, sleek men.
These are men.
9 tables.
This is giving 9 Christian Greys.
Yeah.
And you know what?
And bitch, we said it before, right? Like in survival shows, it's like there should be like a challenge where they also do the stuff that we don't think about, but is a big part of it. So like visuals.
They have to do a photo shoot.
They have to do top model.
They have to do top model.
They have to do top model.
And then finally, last group in is Icon.
Icon.
The icons of Icon.
Icon.
6 members.
Registered.
Currently.
I don't know the stories.
I don't know the stories. Please don't leave them in comments. I don't want to know the stories.
Literally, we just know Bobby from Icon. That's it. That's all I know about Icon.
And I didn't even know what his face looked like.
Yeah, I had
just
to be
knew
like,
the term Bobby from Icon. And I don't know why. Is that a meme?
No, I think in like he came and wrote a song for Island, I think.
Island 2.
Bobby,
baby.
Bobby, booby. Robert, darling.
Great.
Bobby, love.
That's from Company.
And our hosts
are the last 2 remaining members of TVXQ, Yuno and Changmin.
Uh-huh.
This is our second time Changmin's hosted something.
Uh-huh.
We have previously recapped on this channel. Listen, you haven't watched it. It's fine. But
we did watch Fantasy Boys.
We did watch
and that is the reason why we don't watch survival shows live anymore. Because you never know if it's going to be good or bad. We're being so serious, you guys.
And like, it's like a joke, right? But it is like, it's a lot of actual time and effort put into something that I will never get back.
6 hours every week.
I will never get those back. So here's the deal. Kingdom's going to be 3 different stages and then a final performance.
Culminating equals 4.
Okay. And then the voting is based on them. They're going to vote for each other. There's going to be professional voters, which means like other professionals in the industry.
Yes.
Sorry, not like I'm a professional voter. I'm a registered professional voter. Like a
LinkedIn bitch.
No, like what's the
bar
when you sign something?
A barrister? A notary? A notary
public. Like a votary public. God, was that worth it? And then
I'm thinking it's like was it Build Up or Island again, where there's like a room of just like a bunch of people and they're like
that was
scoring.
Peak time.
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And then there's global votes.
So us.
And then stream votes. Live stream on the app.
Their performances, how many views.
Okay, that's how it works. Luckily, we're watching this well past when it happened, so I don't care about any numbers other than ranks.
Yeah.
Okay? Great. So the first challenge is not actually happening in this episode. The first challenge that there is just them doing an intro 100-second performance.
It's the Drag Race Talent Show challenge.
Yes. And because that's an actual challenge. That actually has weight to it.
Well, this has weight to it too because
they just get 1,000 points.
And they dictate the
order of the next episode. Who cares? It's a mini challenge.
It's a mini challenge, yeah.
So they are going to do a 100-second performance of whatever, featuring
Branko Stani.
One of the
songs.
Was it supposed? It had to be one of their.
It had to be a song that they had won a music show with.
Okay. Whoever wins gets 1,000 points, and they get to decide the order of the first stage. Okay, great. There is a reveal that heading into it, the number one group most of the groups were excited to see, or like thought was going to do the best is Icon. So Icon gets to choose where they go in the lineup. So they choose to go last, and then they start the order. They get to decide who goes first. The first relay, and then it's relay. Okay. They pick ateez to go first. Now this is great.
They're the maknae.
Because they're the maknae. So ateez does
Hakuna Matata wave.
Yeah. Yes. What do we think? About this 100-second performance?
Okay, let's start off right off the bat. It is an intro performance. It is 100 seconds.
This is Mama.
But then they want you to, the expectation is do a Mama.
3 groups do a Mama performance, and 3 groups do a really good performance.
Yes, do an intro performance.
And I don't know which is a stronger decision.
Because it's like, do you showcase who you are in 100 seconds or showcase what you can do? And
also you have to think about like what narratively works for shows like this is growth. Yes. So you can't come out. It's very hard to start at the top.
Yeah.
Because you have to it's the Junggeon.
Yeah.
From Island 2.
Yeah.
Where once you are like declared the best, then you have to either maintain it or there's nowhere else to go but fall.
Yep.
So I almost think like it's smarter to do like more of a low-key performance for just an intro. Mm-hmm. Even though you might not win that benefit, it might help you narratively
in the show. Yes.
You know what I mean? So like if I was deciding but again, they only have 4 actual whole performances.
Yeah.
So it's also like a really tight time.
Yes,
it's not like they get to do
performances
like
overall.
12 weeks and each week they're doing a number.
Exactly.
Right? Like it's a little, obviously like that's kind of all mnet survival shows are like 4 performances really at the end of the day because they pad so much of these episodes with just reactions, but it's very interesting. So ateez goes, the highlights are the blood, the torch, Jungho skrelting the end of the song.
Yeah. And San hoisted up with the torch. Yeah.
Yeah. It's great.
It's good. Here's my problem with just overall the stage.
I don't know what
runway.
That's called.
It's like a runway.
It's like a runway. Yeah, basically. Yeah.
But the cameras are there with you. So there a lot of their numbers.
I think the camera work in a lot of this is not good.
It's not good.
I'm going to be very honest. And I usually think they do have really good camera work.
I don't think it's because they are trying to do Mama, but it's such a small space that it doesn't feel grand. That you feel them literally. I mean, you see it in the ateez practicing. Jungho has to literally sprint.
Yeah.
Because the camera is right here and he has to be right here.
And it's all on steady cam.
And it's all steady and it's just so tight that I feel... I know that a lot of the groups wanted to be creative in like being able to run around and like manipulate where it was focusing, but there were points where I was like, there's so much happening in 100 seconds.
Yes.
So that's kind of my big criticism about
for ateez
the most. I think
so too.
I think Stray does it a little bit more intentional.
We'll talk about Stray when we get to Stray, but yes,
I think still shares the same problem.
Yes, I think there is definitely a. It feels maybe like it's a little too big for what we're able to do.
Yes,
does that make sense?
Yes, yeah, I agree.
Like, and I think that I don't know what the rules are for who's singing and who's not singing,
right?
Because we'll talk about the ikon performance.
Uh-huh.
but like they vocally don't. They sound out of breath.
Yes.
Because they're doing
so
flips,
much.
tricks, stunts.
Yeah.
Right? Like they're doing full.
Yeah, San does a flip. Which, like,
San does a flip. I think a bunch of people do barrel
Yeah.
rolls. Like
Yeah.
they're going absolutely crazy.
Right.
But they vocally sound like they're like out of breath.
Totally.
I'm sure they're also nervous as well. Blah,
Yes.
blah.
I
So,
totally agree.
You can't say that they're not singing live.
Yeah.
And they're on pitch. It's just like they're like
You can hear that they're like they're not straining, but they're
out of breath.
they're out of breath. Yeah.
They're out of breath.
Yeah.
However, if the idea is also because the whole let's pull way back.
Uh-huh.
The whole point of this is for these companies to show off these groups to potentially get new people to watch them.
Yeah.
Right? Like maybe you're gonna watch because you're a Fantasy or an SF9 fan, and then you're gonna go, wow, I really like that boyz performance. Maybe I'll check out more of their stuff. Like that's ideally more than just like winning the show. That's
Right.
really what they're trying to
Yeah.
do, because at
You're
the end of the
getting
day, that's gonna sell their actual stuff.
Totally.
Okay? So the 100 seconds, I also am grading because we're going to do our own rankings. I'm grading on, are they able to do it well? Is it impressive?
Yeah.
And do I know who they are?
Oh, okay. It is. Yeah. It's called an intro
And I wanna
performance.
ateez, full picture, clear
Yeah,
as
exactly.
day. Not a question in
Yep,
my mind.
totally.
Even if I was like a newborn baby
And I didn't know
and
pirates.
I knew nothing, I would be like, is their whole thing pirates?
I know.
That's crazy.
That's great. I'm in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that they start with the ship.
Yeah.
I love, even though Hongjoong was upset, obviously, because his blood like
He didn't
he didn't
splatter,
spit it
yeah.
out. I still think like it was very clear, and then like the way I thought like that was
Yes,
great.
it was intentional. Yeah.
It's very they're consummate performers.
Yes,
like
totally.
they are so impressive.
That's
to watch.
That's the thing. The groups who wanted to make a full concept performance are known for doing that. So
Yeah.
it makes sense why they went that way. And I think it made sense
Especially
for
them.
ATCs.
Yeah.
Totally.
So they choose B2B to go next. This is what I said as we were watching. I was like, oh, they should choose B2B.
They should
'cause
pick the
they're
one-
gonna-
They should pick the most Sunbae, obviously. I think for them to like feel ease.
Yeah.
But then also like I don't think they didn't think about it this way, but we did, of like they are the most opposite of their style, and it'll kind of help cleanse the palate so they're not
Right. You're not gonna
someone-
compare exactly one to one.
Totally.
Like they should not choose Stray
Or
because that's
Boyz.
probably you're right. That's probably gonna be your closest like
One
to
to
like competition.
Yeah.
So they choose B2B. B2B does a only vocal performance.
Uh-huh.
Okay. They sing. I didn't write down the song name. I apologize. I should have written that down. I didn't think about that. They sing one of their songs. Okay. Min Hyuk is singing. He's usually their rapper.
Yeah.
He's singing. Eun Kwang, when they released the song originally, he was doing his military service, so
Yeah.
he had to like learn the song. So, what do we think of this performance? We're always if you're brand new,
If you're brand new to the show,
We're
we watch
always-
build up, okay?
oh my
So
God, we're always gonna pick a ballad.
we're always gonna pick the ballad. We are musical theater girlies at heart. I'm Filipino. I was raised on ballads.
Yeah,
You
and
were
this
raised
is
on Barbra
this is
Streisand.
stunning.
Yeah.
This performance is not dexterous,
No.
but it is vocally impressive
It
and
is who they are.
very clearly
Very
live
clear.
singing.
Totally.
They're they look great. They sound great. I kind of. What more can you ask for?
Yeah. I thought it was a good amount because at first I was like, I don't know if I like the rap as much just because it feels so abrupt
Because it starts with it.
because
yeah.
it starts with it. But that's what they're known for. Like they are a vocal group that is able to emphasize, like incorporate rap within their songs. So I was like, this makes sense. And they really brought it out at the end. I mean, like that harmony at the end.
The slide
The
when
slide
they like,
harmony.
Oh my god!
Woo, bitch.
I
Yeah.
died.
Yeah.
I think Eun Kwang, as someone who had like never really seen Eun Kwang sing,
Right.
I was like, oh,
That's
she's
the girl. Yeah. Because everyone is like, Eunkwang is Sungkwan's mom. Like, that is like where the genes come from. And I see there's
a similarity for sure. I mean, also, like, I know him specifically because we've watched a lot of variety content, and he's so funny. I mean, even in this, he's very funny.
Yes, totally, yeah.
He's like, definitely got the energy. He lights up the room. It's great. And he makes, because
he does that, everyone is able to have fun.
Yeah, it's great.
Totally.
I like this performance a lot. I would say the only thing is it's not
dynamic as much, because it is kind of park and bark.
Impressive.
Yes, yeah.
I am impressed because I don't know them.
Yes.
But I don't know if I would be like, well, it's obviously better. You know what I mean? Like,
right, yeah.
But that's strategy, to be honest. Here's my one note to mnet. This is the only group that's doing 4 mics in a row. The other groups, they're using the full stage, so it's fine. Put the 4 mics all the way on the other end, so at least the guys who are watching them can watch them.
See them, I know.
They are standing so far.
Who cares about your damn cameras, girl?
Well, the cameras can go all the way up. It doesn't matter.
Zoom the jib in. Bring the guys over.
Like, it's so bizarre to me
that they're like, the camera marks are up here.
All the way up here.
All the way up here,
no
to the
reason.
lip of the stage.
So everyone watching them
is just
behind them.
I know.
And I'm like, I get that it's not...
They're doing the stream, whatever, but like, come on.
Be serious. Anyway.
Take the extra time to do it. It's okay.
Next up is SF9.
Whoo!
They do a song called Good Guy.
Yeah.
Which is one of their only 2 title tracks that have ever won an award.
A music show, yeah.
At a music show.
Rowoon is not performing because he is booked. And he had like a back injury.
He had an injury, yeah.
But he was also like...
But it was also like,
scheduling.
Scheduling, yeah. I'm so busy, guys.
Booked. But I mean, if you think about it, because he has like a drama like every year.
Really?
Like he's like a Chao Nu kind of drama.
I don't know Astro at all, but I got like an Astro energy from SF9.
Totally. So they perform Good Guy, and
it's good.
It's good, guys. Guys, it's good.
Guys, it's good. Looks like it. It looks like it would be good. Do you know what I mean?
First of all, there's a move in this actual song that they kept playing in the like clips of their music show performance. Where Taeyang literally like uses his hand to line the to the gold, let's say, to the treasure.
Right.
X marks the spot.
Mm-hmm.
But then they also do another move in the actual intro performance where it's like a let me settle in and then ha.
I would say it's more like a let me get right in there. Yeah. Yeah, I had to watch that a couple times. And I don't want to debase this by being like that's the only thing that I liked about this performance, but it was the only thing I liked about this performance. No, I thought the song was good. I thought
the song was good.
It was very sexy, competent.
Yes, absolutely.
But it was not setting out to do anything interesting.
But I do think they're in the camp of like, this is an introduction. This is who we are. This is what we do.
Yes. I think so. A lot of the conversation that we had heard about Road to Kingdom was that the boys specifically took all the challenges and ran with them to that kind of mama degree. High concept, blah, blah, blah.
That becomes the thing that like now in Kingdom and Queendom, you show up these lavish stages. Right. Yeah.
So I think it's interesting that the 3 younger groups, who I probably really feel like they have more to prove.
Totally.
Come in with that kind of mindset. Also probably because Stray and ateez had at least watched somewhat Road to Kingdom to like know what's going on.
Yeah.
I would not be shocked if none of the senior groups had watched any episode of Road to Kingdom. If you had watched Road to Kingdom, again, didn't watch it. But if the idea from my understanding is that like clearly the winning thing is to like create this big lavish spectacle performances, I think they would have come in off the bat with that. They looked very shocked that the rookie groups were going this hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
And like
they're
SF9,
like, they're doing
B2B,
a story.
like I think they're all good performances, but like they were very like,
they're more showcase.
Shit.
It was showcase versus actual conceptual performance.
Right. However, I do think if SF9 does, I get what their thing is.
Exactly. I was
really
like, oh,
it.
yeah.
And I do think Mnet did a really good job casting these 6 groups specifically.
Because they all feel...
They don't feel like they're all in the same lane.
Yes, totally.
I think the closest
feels Stray and ateez, but they have their own identity, but they are kind of in the same lane. But yeah.
So next up is Stray. Speaking of Stray, next up is Stray. So their whole so all of these packages, by the way, because obviously when they do the performances, they go into like, here's how the rehearsal went and blah blah blah, and all of them so far had just been like, ateez was a little like, oh, just make sure it's our first time using this like camera.
Yes,
blah, blah,
yeah.
blah. And then the btob
SF9
and SF9
did not have one.
No,
btob,
not at all.
btob, they were just like, oh, we're nervous.
SF9's literally was just them being like, people don't know
that we sing and dance.
Our singers.
Yeah.
Stray's the first one where it's like an actual like something happened.
Yeah.
And it's Felix in one rehearsal round, he like fucked up 4 times.
Yes. You were like, oh, it feels like they're already kind of telegraphing a story for Stray. But I thought, which I think I agree, but I also partly was like, I think they're the only ones who had like a big thing happen during rehearsal too.
So the performance I think is great. I think the thing that Stray does very well is an organized freneticism.
Yeah.
They are not the group where you go, oh, it's got to be in sync. Like I am not watching a Stray Kids performance to be like, wow, I love that they all move their bodies the exact same way at every beat of the song.
Yeah.
And that's not me
saying that they can't do that.
Saying that they can't do that. But that's not their focus of their group.
Yeah.
Like their group name is Stray Kids.
Right. They're
supposed to be like
a
very
vagabonds.
rough around the edges, rough and tumble energy. Yeah. And that is very clear and apparent.
Totally.
I think it's a very impressive performance. I think Changbin with this like flame spark thrower thing is crazy. I think like Stray is a group, I think similar to ateez, where each member is so specifically individual and so unique that I do think this performance is very good at highlighting each of those members.
There's a moment with each person.
Yes.
Totally.
Better than I think ateez is able to do.
I think so too.
I think ateez, you really feel like you know Hongjung, because he's kind of the main character of the performance.
And then San, because he carries the
San
fire.
has the torch. Yeah. And then like Wooyoung has like a dance moment.
Right, yeah.
But I don't feel like I was like, oh, here's this one, here's that one.
Yeah.
In the way that I think Stray has a better performance of putting that on.
Yes. I think even in their like music videos,
they do that, by the way.
Yes. They do a good job of that in their songs in general too.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. For sure.
Are there too many flips and tricks? Maybe I could use one less. Just because but I think they do a better job at making it all feel cohesive.
Yeah.
Because they have an intention with the knives and then following the camera. Like they're actually guiding the cameras.
And there's a story.
I felt like in ateez, the cameras were trying to capture what was happening.
The camera, okay. Yes.
As opposed to Stray,
the cameras
like,
in ateez were kind of keeping up with them,
yes.
Whereas like
Stray was like, now you watch this.
It was always just like making its mark exactly.
Totally.
I felt like.
Yeah.
And I do think part of it, I genuinely do think like some of the camera work in this is not good.
I just don't
specifically the boyz has one camera shot that I was like,
that was not the best.
What?
Yeah. And I don't blame any of the groups for that. I think it's
no.
I don't think the production was good.
I do like this performance a lot. I think they're all really good.
Yeah.
And obviously like they all hit their marks perfectly.
Yeah.
And they feel comfortable.
I can't look at Han. Nice. I don't know what it was. This entire episode, every time they showed Han, I would not look at his eyes because those color contacts freak me the fuck out. But his naked arm and his tight.
Everyone's clothes are so tight.
Everyone's pants are so tight. What's going on? Why are all the pants tight?
Why is everyone in leather?
Icon and btob fully were like in gowns, I feel like.
Comparatively,
and everyone else was just thighs. I saw a lot of Han.
I saw a lot of Han. Listen, I'd like to see more.
I'd like
Han,
to see more. I
but
saw a lot of Hyunjin too. Globular. Hyunjin looks so good with this like hair and then the tight pants. Like I was like, femme fatale.
I mean, Hyunjin is like
Hyunjin
again
is diva. Oh,
in a similarly otherworldly, not to the same extent as Felix,
but,
but
like he's otherworldly, but it's like, but it feels like you're more of like a Angelina Jolie. Like you.
Oh my God!
You know what I mean? Like
yes.
Ooh.
Like someone in like the 16th century would have been like, Hyunjin is my muse. Do you know what I mean? Like an artist was like, yes.
Michelangelo was like, please,
Hyunjin, please don't leave. Don't walk out.
I need
I have to paint
sculpt
you.
you in marble.
Yes. That's
Hyunjin. He is giving Angelina Jolie.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Salt. Like, just like she gets to do these roles that are kind of
I
like
was thinking of Salt. A phrase no one has ever said.
her movie Salt.
No, we
which
know
one was-
what
I
you're
don't
talking
think-
about.
yeah.
I'm saying no one has thought about Salt.
In the-
Angelina Jolie has not thought about Salt since Salt came out. Were you
my
thinking about
God.
the tourists? The tourist one? Singular?
Just one singular. Yeah. Stream Maria on Netflix, divas.
And we get the boys next.
The boys.
They do Stealer.
They're
which
the
they've
Stealer.
just come off of. So Road to Kingdom happened, then they released Stealer. So that's their most recent thing. They do Epic version.
Epic version. So, and then I think it was someone from SF9. Someone said it that was like, oh, it's got Game of Thrones style.
Yeah, I don't remember who said it, but somebody alluded to Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yes,
I didn't catch on that until they said Game of Thrones.
they have the exact same story as Stray, where Juyeon is Felix. Juyeon messed up.
Yes.
And then they have this entire package of like, here's all the times Juyeon fucked up during Road to Kingdom.
No.
And I was like,
oh my God. That is so,
who at Mnet hates Juyeon?
Juyeon.
Jesus.
I know.
So that's obviously the big question.
Yeah.
Is he gonna nail it? And by the way, him nailing it is just landing correctly in
landing
the last
correctly
move.
and not like being like
Yeah.
or like tripping.
Doing a Simone Biles.
Yeah.
Although I think famously Simone is not known for her landings. But
Oh.
so in gymnastics, you get points for if you land well, but you get more points based on like the complexity of what you're doing. And because her stuff is so complex in the air, even
She
when she
just
doesn't
lands
nail her
simply.
landing,
Oh.
she still exceeds
She's
so
still-
much everyone else that
Yeah.
she still wins gold.
She's still the
So
greatest.
actually, that's not a good metaphor.
yeah.
Use.
She's still the greatest athlete in the world today.
Literal goat.
Yeah.
Okay, this is not about Simone Biles. This is about Juyeon.
So, okay, just so the girlies can keep track. Hyunjin is Angelina Jolie and Juyeon is Simone Biles. Okay.
Well, no, he's not Simone Biles because I corrected myself.
Okay.
Thoughts on Miss Steeler?
Okay, so Miss Steeler.
I do not like these outfits.
I don't like the outfits at all. These are not good outfits. They are not
I just don't think there's.
cohesive.
Yes, I don't think there's cohesion.
They're not cohesive. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
It feels simpler than like Stray, obviously,
Yes.
to me. But they don't do as much pans to individual members. They come in as like, we are the boys. Like it feels
Yes.
like a very united.
Yes. They also feel
Performance.
extremely comfortable.
Totally.
Which,
totally.
like, I don't think any other group so far. There are two
Yes.
groups that I think feel super comfortable, and it's them and it's Icon.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Yeah. They are just like
They're having fun.
They're having fun. Totally. I actually really liked it. I think the slow start, just chanting or just saying the like rap lines of Steeler makes it sound like a different song. I was like,
Yeah.
what are they chanting or singing
Yeah.
or reciting? Oh, it's the lyrics. to
I do
Steeler.
think I liked their edit of their song, like their remix.
Yeah, me
the
too.
Best.
I think it's I think it's my
But
favorite.
I
one.
like any time they put strings into
Yeah.
any of the like K-pop songs, because I just think it sounds so impressive.
Yeah.
I think like this one, I think this is a really good performance.
I think so.
And it probably has my favorite moment of all the performances, which is when they do like the modified arabesque. I like
we squealed.
Absolutely lost my mind.
Our breath, like we were like, it took our breath away.
Pretty boys with long lines.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
I think you don't expect them to play around with that side of it.
Right. That feels more Black Swan than Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I would say the only miss for me with this one is just that it doesn't feel like the boys to me. Does that make sense? So, like, I think the other groups are really good at being like, this is my one shot to know them. I don't think, like, this performance, I was like, oh, this is answering the question of who are the boys. I think this is a really good performance and it's really well done. And I do like they do this thing where they have the hands, which we made a joke about it being like
should
hey
be
girl,
nails.
how are you? Just like, what's going on over here?
Yeah.
I think that's very funny. I actually really liked that because it's a very simple, easy way to do something unique that
with
like
the camera.
draws the camera. Like, play with that. I think that's brilliant. I just don't know if I was watching this and I had no previous knowledge of anything, I would have any other thoughts than like, that was
these
good.
Are the boys, yeah.
Right. It doesn't really tell me who they are. And knowing in their history what they've done, because it feels like that's just their most recent title track, it's like, okay, well, that's just your most recent title track.
When we did the boys as Beloved of the Month, the one thing we came out is that they can really do concepts. When there is a clear concept, they go right in it and it's very believable. And you're like, wow, the boys can do these different things. So I think they executed it really well. But I think that's the catch-22. It's like, well, if you lean in on your skills that like we can go into a concept and do it really well, where is what makes you how do people identify you?
Yeah. I think maybe I would have they
just did the show. So there's an expectation. I feel like there might be an expectation like we already know who the boys are because we just saw a whole show. For the people that are voting in Kingdom right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that like when I think of the boys, obviously this is kind of around the time they started their sexy era.
Right, Steeler.
Where they're just like hot and that's the whole bit. And it was a great era, wasn't it?
Yeah. We're still in it.
But I think when you look, as we just did in December, and you look retroactively at all of their releases, they are a smiley group. They are a sweet boy group. And I know that they were in the middle of that kind of transition into like darker, more mature kind of energy. So I don't think they needed to like go back and like change. But
if they did like Bloom Bloom Pow.
Yeah, what if they did like one of their brighter songs, but still epic?
I think the epic version.
I think epic version makes sense. Like it's the Kingdom now. It's not just Road 2. So I get all that, but like there is something that I kind of wished that I didn't get Game of Thrones at all, to be honest. But I didn't watch Game of Thrones, so maybe it's very clear to those who did. I did not like these costumes. Okay, that's my thing about the boys. I think it's a great performance.
I think
After I just shit on it for 5 minutes.
I did like Sunwoo's like whole like beginning, like the Hangyeon Sunwoo. I think they were like the main stars. Obviously Juyeon with the. I did like him falling back. I didn't really like the leap forward that I told Adam like I don't even know if it was worth going through all that stress to land. I felt like they could have done either a different ending or they would have just reworked it. But I liked kind of like the falling that he does. I felt like that was really graceful.
The camera work is really weird at that point.
Yeah.
I was like, maybe it looks better in person.
The like full, yeah.
The like, because I think I want to see the fall and then the bounce back.
Right.
But they like, the way they shoot it, you just see him like kind of fall out of frame.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he's landing.
Yeah, I almost wish it maybe like a bird's eye view. Because then you see him fully doing this and then
I think it could be fine to do the full wide shot of the whole picture. Is what it should have been. I think they were trying to make it seem like, oh, he falls and then all of a sudden he pops up, but it's like that's not the impressive part.
The impressive part is
like the bounce back.
Full arc. Yeah.
Anyway,
God,
they don't consult us. They didn't call us.
Call us.
Okay.
Finally.
Finally, we get Icon. We get Bobby from Icon and the rest of the group. Okay? This is...
They do rhythm ta.
Their whole package is just... We are survival show veterans.
This is kind of like fun for us.
And it's very clear this is fun for them.
Yeah.
And we're here to have a great time. They like competing.
Yeah.
Their early stuff is more hip hop forward.
Yeah.
So that's kind of what they're hearkening back to with this performance. And yeah, they're good time gals. Okay. I think this is like impressive in the way that it's like really fun.
Yeah.
Super high energy.
It gave me America's Best Dance Crew. Like,
this is
like,
the question.
Yeah.
They're not singing at all.
Yeah.
And like, I can't say, the question is, I should probably not be able to be like, well, they're not singing when btob didn't dance, but this is pop music. So at the end of the day, it is still your singers, and then you dance.
Because I wish like Bobby just like there's rap, so like I wish we could at least hear the rap, so it feels. Because I could see in the other performances, like maybe in the choruses, sometimes they're not singing, but they're singing when it's like focus on them, or you know what I mean. But here it just felt like
I wouldn't have even minded if they just had like a little intro, outro, and most of it was just a long dance break.
Yeah, totally.
That would have been great to me.
Yeah.
I just felt like I
think
was like...
Queendom and some of the groups in Queendom do that, where it's like they'll sing a line, but then it's primarily like, this is what we want to showcase.
Yeah.
Which I think I agree. Like what they should showcase is like, yeah, the hip hop, their roots, like how they became famous. Like,
right.
This is where...
That's all great.
Yeah. I don't care about the dancing or the singing, but it was so obvious. He was like actively like, yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. He wasn't even like lip syncing.
That I was like, well, then maybe not do the singing track.
Why just don't do the mics?
Why the headsets?
Why the headsets? I think that's my question. If they
didn't have headsets, then it's like, oh, okay, it's not a singing performance.
Right. They're just dancing.
Yeah.
Which I think I would have been more fine with. It's the fact that they're trying to do an illusion of singing that I was like...
Or... do it like Boy Next Door style, like a handful of people had hand mics and they were just like ad-libbing or whatever, you know?
Yeah.
Because then they'd be like, oh, okay, we're like dancing.
But I think it's really good.
It's a fun performance, and I really like the ending a lot, like being like...
Yes. I love anytime groups do that, I love that. When they end with like passing out.
That's
basically.
like classic like dance
dance
group.
That's modern dance. That's all modern dances, just falling gracefully. Yeah. No, we all know.
Yeah.
So I did like that.
So what did you think? Okay. Hop. What was how do you rank the 6?
Okay. My 6.
Because the show doesn't rank it.
The show doesn't rank it. They rank 3 of them, but I'm not going to talk about it this week. I'll talk about it next week. My ranking of the 6.
Yes.
I would say in 6th place is probably SF9.
Mm.
Then, oh God.
Then
Icon. Then ateez. Then the boyz. Then btob. Then Stray.
Okay.
Based on my rubric of like, is it impressive?
Is it impressive?
Do they do it well? And do I know them?
Okay.
I feel like that's... You said earlier you thought boyz was your favorite performance. Are you renegotiating?
I am kind of renegotiating just because you introduced the rubric of do we get to know who they are?
That's just for me. You don't have to use it.
I think I'm just going to go off just like pure performance. Like if I came in, I was watching the live stream and I was just like, wow, these are great performances. I think I would put the boyz still as number 1. Because I think they utilize a little bit more simplified elements that feels like, oh, I can breathe and like they're comfortable on stage. Yeah. Stray is my number 2. I think they're good at making it intentional. But there's a little bit of just too much going on. Just a touch too much going on.
I didn't say this, but I really like the reveal that they were carving
Oh, totally.
the
Yeah.
like the logo into the ground.
Yeah.
I think that is such a cool idea.
But I do think Stray executed what they wanted to do. Like, you could tell that performance is like, that's how we wanted it to be. I think I will do B2B next as my third.
Mm-hmm.
Just because they were such a good example of like, this is who we are.
Totally.
And we do it well.
Mm-hmm.
And like, no one really compares to us.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would put everything else tied. I would put ateez, SF9, and ikon all together.
Wow. Okay.
Just because I think they leaned in on more of like, they know what we're trying to show who we are, like really taking it as an introduction performance, but just needed a little bit more in the performance aspect. For ateez, not that they needed more tricks, but they needed to kind of like
take one thing off
and really hone in.
Yeah. Great. I liked it.
I'm enjoying my time.
I'm enjoying my time.
I'm having a good time. I like just watching people who know what they do well do it.
I think it's a really good group of 6 groups.
Yeah.
Like, they're so distinct.
Yes. That's my favorite part about it.
Yeah.
That they're distinct.
So that's it. Join us at patreon.com/boyzloveboyzlove. If you join the bow level, you can watch our reactions with us each week as we watch the show and then get the recaps the next day. Yeah, this will be fun.
Yeah. See you there.
And
See
see you at the newbies.
Discovering voices, building worlds. The Ampliverse.